This is The Filter on iHeart Podcasts Canada.
Oh, hello. This is Shannon Burns, joined once again with
producer Jess.
We are so happy to be here because I just had such a fun conversation with Shawn Hook, who we haven't had in the studio. We were trying to figure it out in the beginning of the interview. A couple years at least, maybe even pre-pandemic.
Yeah, it's been a time.
Yeah, but he's an artist that always has just the catchiest songs that we play on the radio. I love listening to his stuff, and it was cool to see him back. And part of the reason that he's been gone for a little bit is because he's been dealing with some health issues. He found out that he had cancer, which is devastating, right?
I was going to say, like a fun chat, but also kind of like inspiring.
Definitely.
Like he's been through a lot.
Yeah.
And just like to come out with like such a good headspace.
Totally. He's definitely one of those people that goes through something terrible, but he has that positive mindset around it. And he really used everything that he went through to motivate him. Yeah. And we talked a lot about that in the interview as well. I did come out of it being like, wow, what a strong dude. Yeah. What a great attitude. And now he has a new EP to sing about everything that he'd been through. So
I'm
it's very
excited
cool
to hear that.
Yeah, it's so good. Definitely check it out. And let's check out our interview with Shawn Hook right now. Hey guys, it's Shannon with iHeartRadio Canada. Here is Shawn Hook.
Hi, how's it going, Shannon?
I'm doing great. We were just trying to figure out how long it's been since we've seen each other.
Yeah, I know. That's, it's been too long when you can't remember.
Yeah, I'm like between 3 and 6 years, I guess, at this point, which is crazy.
So, somewhere around there.
But we're still here. We're still doing the things.
Crushing it.
Yeah, and you're back with new music, which is so exciting.
Yeah, thank
you. New EP is out.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
A long time coming, too.
Yeah. A lot of these songs were written actually like kind of post-pandemic, like inspired by all this stuff that happened during that time. And then half of them were written post what I went through last year after getting diagnosed with cancer and overcoming that and all the emotions that came with that. And,
I'm so sorry to hear that you went through that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's insane. But also congratulations on being in remission.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's huge.
You.
So Beauty and Surrender has a lot to do with that as well. Tell me about that title.
Yeah. So last year when I was diagnosed, it was just my world basically stopped, and I was scared, obviously anxious, not just for being able to sing and create. It was for my life. And I remember before my surgery, I was just very anxious about all kinds of things. And my surgeon, he had this little, it was a little piece of artwork that one of his patients made for him, and I can't remember the exact quote, but it was like, "In God's hands." And he's basically telling me, like, "Shawn, you just have to believe that the surgery is going to be okay. I'm going to do everything in my power, but have faith in God and just believe. You need to believe and you're going to be fine." And in that, I just had to let go of all these fears that I had just had about the outcomes. And I just put on Bob Marley and I was like, you know what? I'm surrendering to this circumstance. I don't know why I'm going here, but I know this is for a reason. And I know I'm going to get through it if I just go with the flow and let go and surrender. So that was kind of the moment of when, I realized I was going to, I didn't know then I was going to write the EP called Beauty and Surrender, but that's where Surrender came from.
Yeah. Is that a hard thing? Obviously in that situation, it would be difficult, but in everyday life, are you one to let go and let God, or are you more of have to do everything, how you planned it?
Yeah, I'm very much the latter. Yeah. I'm a Virgo. So I'm in control of everything. I like to everything. I want to make sure my detail, my schedule, my everything, my music, I like to have my hands on everything. And so, but when you're diagnosed with an illness, you're not in control of that. Yeah. And so now I've learned to kind of just chill a bit.
Yeah, definitely. My dad went through cancer.
Wow.
But even I was a child at that point, but you do really realize that life is short. It changes your outlook in a lot of different ways. I can imagine that was the same for you.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I realize there's so many people fighting cancer, so many people that know people. Unfortunately, it's a very common disease. 1 in 3 people will have to go through it. And so, I found strength in just other people that were going through it as well.
1 in 3. Is that what it is? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
You're saying you wrote some of these songs in 2021 all the way back then, and then some just in the last few months, right?
Yeah.
What were the songs that from them that you wanted to make sure were included?
Well, yeah, there's one epic breakup song called Rocks. And it was basically, I was in a relationship for 7 years with somebody, and unfortunately during the lockdowns, I was locked in Canada, she was locked in the US, and we just kind of went our separate ways. And the song was written kind of right before we actually went our separate ways, and kind of pining for like, hey, let's figure this out. But unfortunately things didn't work out, but there was a reason for that. And then I met somebody when I didn't think I was going to meet anybody. I was like, hey, screw LA. I'm going back to Vancouver. I'm done with this place. And then I met somebody that I was just like, wow, okay, well, let's just keep in touch. I wasn't ready for a relationship, but every time we talked, every time we hung out, I just wanted to do it more. I was like, oh, damn, I got to go back to Canada. Like, oh, no.
Oh, this person was in LA?
Yeah. Yeah. Because logistics, my lease was running up. I still had like 4 months left, so I had to like stay down there. But then we met, and I was like, oh, okay, well, okay. We started dating, but I started like feeling like excited again, but I was like protected. I didn't want to get into a relationship again, so I started writing about that.
Right.
So like Bigger Than the Night, Magic, those songs, that's all, Winter Jacket, like they're all in that phase, in that moment. And then, and then unfortunately some bad things happened, and obviously my illness, and put my whole career in question. And but once I was on the other side of that this year, I started writing again, and got my voice back. That was one thing that I lost, and so there's a lot of emotions I went through during that time. And I wrote a couple songs for that EP that are on this one. Pick You Up is one of the first songs I wrote post.
Yeah. When you root yourself so much in your identity as a singer, I can also imagine that is hard to then lose your voice, right?
Yeah. I mean, that was everything up until I got sick. It was like, I was just very dedicated to my craft. And so it was like, if I wasn't writing a song, I was, working on rehearsals for performances, or planning the next, writing trip, or next album, next EP, next promo trip. And you kind of realize over, 10 years, I've been doing this for a while, like, I never gave myself time to like kind of get up. And when I was diagnosed with cancer and the question of whether or not I could sing again came up, I really had to kind of let go of that again and surrender to that, and unidentify with it, which was a great perspective.
Yeah. And you've called getting sick your superpower.
Yeah.
Which I really love. Why did you say that?
Yeah, because it's given me this perspective in life outside of career, that all the things that I want in life, the people that mean the most to me, and the situations I put myself in, have meaning. Mm-hmm. And I think the ones that aren't as fulfilling, my intention's not going there. And so I'm just grateful for those experiences, and being able to overcome something so crazy gives one a lot of strength internally to, okay, I got over that. I can like take this into some other situation that might be proposing some sort of adverse moment. I'm like, no, if I can get over that, I can get over this.
Yeah, you can do anything.
Yeah, for sure.
So now you're back. You got the EP. We got shows coming up. What are we thinking?
We're planning on shows. I got some logistical things because I got engaged. So now
congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. What a development in the story.
Yeah.
That's wild. I didn't know.
Yeah, so I got engaged, and I'm working on now going back to LA. Yeah. So probably won't be going on tour in Canada till the fall.
Okay.
Till the whole immigration thing gets settled.
Right. Wild. Yeah. Congratulations. Yeah. How did you do it?
So as soon as I got into remission, I got the news, I like bought the ring. I was like, hey, I'm not waiting another minute to not be with this woman. And it was her birthday last September, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna like use her birthday as like, okay, hey, we got you nice.
We're doing a thing, dressed nice.
Yeah. So I found like 5 pictures of our relationship, like moments in our relationship that meant a lot to me, and then I wrote on the back of each photo what each moment meant, and then I got a blindfold, and I got some like affirmation cards, these love affirmation cards.
Cute.
Yeah, got down, put a blanket down on the beach, and I was like, hey babe, I want you to pick a card. I'm going to blindfold you, and then I'm going to show you a photo. And then kind of went through these 5 photos and bawling my eyes out by the time we got to the last one. And then the last blindfold moment, I asked her to stand up, and I proposed.
Oh my goodness, goosebumps. That's crazy. That's so romantic.
It was a beautiful day. It was, one of the best days of my life.
Yeah, I can imagine. And then when are you getting married?
Next June.
Nice.
So we're just
Me
gonna-
too. I'm
Yes.
getting married next June.
Yes.
Nice.
Let's go.
Amazing. We
Yeah,
can do a
when did
double
you get
wedding.
engaged?
Last year.
Okay.
So we're taking our time.
Yeah, that's
getting it,
beautiful.
But yeah, next year.
Congrats.
Pretty crazy. Thanks. Congrats to you as well. Love is all around us. That's so funny. You were talking about the longevity of your career, and you have been doing it for some time.
Yeah.
Your songs have also been featured in a lot of shows.
Yeah.
Like General Hospital, The Hills, The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Is there a show that your song was featured on in particular that would like excited you the most?
I think back in the day, I think it was The Hills.
Yeah.
Because like everybody was watching The Hills.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, I wasn't expecting that. And it was like really early in my career. So it was like a huge break for me as well. But that was a big throwback for sure.
Yeah, I can imagine. I saw a Hills t-shirt for sale at a thrift store yesterday, and it was like $65. I was like,
no way.
Yeah, I was like, that just shows how like vintage that is now,
it's
right?
so
I was like,
vintage.
getting older.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, Shawn, congratulations on
Thank
everything.
you.
The engagement, the EP, remission.
Yes.
So much to celebrate. So congrats.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Really
Yeah, of
appreciate
course.
it.
Appreciate it. Sweet.
Thanks for listening to The Filter, an iHeart Podcasts Canada production. Subscribe to The Filter wherever you get your podcasts.